So we're going to be talking today about energetic cords. What are they? And how do you cut them and why? Without any extra assistance. You can do this on your own. You don't need to pay somebody to do this unless you have a hard time mentally connecting visual thoughts in your mind, right? Because a cord cutting is a visual, and that's what it is. That's what it will always be. It's a energetic, subconscious visual of this cord that is wrapped or tied or knotted between you and the toxic person. Now, this cord could look any way you want to. For example, my cord, when I done it alone, by myself, learned it on my own, I went through and reflected on all the trauma, the hurt, the anger, the hate that I was holding in, that my person had, all of the projection, everything. I thought back to all of that, and I envisioned my cord being like a tightrope with a lot of many knots in it. You can visualize it however the connection made you feel. If it made you feel heavy and tired, a cord, to me, I would visualize that as like a metal bar that has very limited flexibility. And that's where you'd cut it. Or I would visualize... Oh, crap, I went way too far. Let's see, if the connection wasn't severe, but anything that's toxic, that drains your energy, is severe enough to get rid of it, right? Especially like if you break up. But look, this don't always have to be relationships. This could be family accords. This could be your husband's family accords. This could be friends. It could be anything, okay? And as a matter of fact, I'm hearing right now, it could be a death of someone and you can't let go and release them. You can honestly cut the cord visually with that also. And I'm just hearing that right there coming through for some of y'all. So whatever the experience you experience with this other person is how you will envision how it made you feel, and you will envision the cord looking. If it was a lot of sporadic things like me, I envisioned like I said, like a tightrope with knots all in it, right? Each knot told a story, okay? So anyhow, why do we cut? Why do we need to cut cords? Spiritually speaking, energetically speaking, or however you want to take it, we call them cord cuttings. Now, here on the 3D plane, where we all reside, it is turning someone loose, kicking them to the curb, saying sayonara, telling them bye, and never going back, knowing that you'll never go back, right? That you've healed from a connection and you don't need to go back. That would be in 5D cord cutting. All right. So anyhow, why do we need to cut cords? A lot of cords are toxic. People are toxic. Okay. We have it's like a phone line connection, one to another, right? Sometimes there's 3 or 4 people on the other end of that damn phone we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do know about it. Sometimes the energy is just so heavy and weighed down. It's caused you so much misery. Misery now in your life that you know that your journey is supposed to be higher. You know you level up higher. You know you vibrate higher. And the only way to get rid of that is to remove and discord the energy from it, which would be going ghost, MIA, dropping out, not speaking until you heal. Because once you keep a cord connected or energy connected, every little thing you do has a potential to trigger the toxic connection that you had left. If that continues to happen, whether you'll be around this person for a month, a year, or whatever, and if you still get triggers, and for example, somebody does something, oh, that reminds me of my ex, oh man, okay, you need to cut the cord off that, right? Because you have to level up, you got to move from that. When you have thoughts and feelings like that, like again, I said, no matter how long it goes, you know it's time. You know you've done everything and you still are attached to some kind of way if you're comparing or getting reminders, things like that. Not saying memories are not good. I'm talking about toxic ones. Okay? Because you can't carry around a pain and a hurt from one cord and then bring it to another person who tries to meet you, because you're going to be comparing them to the toxic. That's why you have to cut the cord if you can't do it alone. As far as just ghosting and MIA, right? Again, there's absolutely a way to do it alone. You don't have to pay to get it done unless you have a problem with visualizing. Then you would want to get a spiritual, intuitive healer or counselor as myself to guide you through it. Okay? And that would be merely not doing the work for you, but sending you the energy for you to do the work for you. Okay, and it's very possible. I've done it many times for my clients. Anyhow, so this is what you do. So the cord between you and another runs through your solar plexus in your chakra. All right, that's going to be right above your belly button. So what you do is, of course, be alone, all right? And you're going to want to take as much time as you want just to think about what the toxic traits are between you and this person, right? It's probably going to get emotional because the solar plexus is emotions. Okay? It works on the emotions. So you'll think about all of those things that was sad, was just awful, right? Just the things that they did to you, even the things that you did to them, right? And what helped me is I had pictures of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I lit candles and I looked and I just started looking at it, and then all of a sudden started taking me back to this time and that time and everything. Then, of course, I got emotional, was crying a while, and then I took a deep breath and I closed my eyes. And I envisioned the cord hooked on my solar plexus to my person's. Okay? Make sure you sage your area good. Okay? So, if you have oil or, essential oil, stuff like that, which for me would be lavender or something, you can use that also. Okay? So, you'll go and you'll find a prayer or a mantra, all right, that you're going to want to say. You don't have to verbatim word it, word from word. Say what you want to say. I did. That's how I did it. I just asked Spirit to please take the negative energy from me and from this person and cut this cord accordingly, right? So I said that when I was ready, and at that point you will visualize, whether it's a thick cord or a thin one or whatever, you're going to visualize the cord, your person and you, with the cord hooked right here where the navel is, right? Either scissors, hell, I visualized a machete, I'm not even kidding, right? You will visualize raising it up, and with one strong force. You want to whack it. Pow. Visualization. Right? Now I'm going to say this. If you do that and all of it don't cut, don't hit it again. Some people say, yeah, do it again. I'm telling you not to do it again, because you don't want all of that energy back at one time. If it was that thick of toxic energy and you visualize swinging it with all your might and it almost cut but it's hanging on, leave it. All right, in your mind. Then you'll sit for a moment. Okay, and you will be able to purge what you've cut, which would be emotional, most likely, yes. Okay, so once you do that, then I want you to visualize this scissors, if you're cutting or whatever you're using. All right, and then do it again. Bow, to break it and cut it. All right, don't do it back to back. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't whack it and then whack it again. Don't do that. All right, so then if you have to do it a second time, take as long as you take, right? Because when you cut it, you're literally going to feel the energy break. And if you don't feel the energy break, then you're not doing it correctly. All right? You need to replenish the positive energy. You are visualizing after this cord is cut. It's probably just going to hang there, right? And that's okay. Because after you purge emotions, you're going to start to see it heal. And you're going to visualize it. No, it's not going to heal overnight. But it will heal, okay? Lastly, after you feel that that is done, make sure you recite to return the energy. You say it however you want to say it. Return the energy back to thee. You need to transmute that through the violet flame. So send it through love and positive energy. And you're going to recall yours back also. Okay? In a minute, I will recite that for you. And you can word it how you want to. Okay? So after you recite that and do everything, make sure you offer gratitude to yourself. Any other guiding influence or power that you have around you, your guardian angels, your spirit team, spirit. Okay, you'll want to slowly open your eyes, stretch your arms and your legs, and then you're going to want to stand up out of that space. Okay, and then you're going to want to re-cleanse and sage that area. You will have to repeat if needed. All right, if you are too exhausted to cut it a second time, that's okay. Repeat it. And I would repeat it. I don't know. You can do it right the next day, or some people, it takes 3 or 4 days to get their energy back to do it. But you're going to know that you did it correctly if you're exhausted. You're going to be exhausted when you do it. That means all your focus and energy is going to be exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Do make sure you take a spiritual bath afterwards, though. Okay? So I'm going to recite what you should say, just in my words, you use your own words, about sending and transmuting the energy. So the first intention I put out as right before I cut the cord is I would say something like, I am ready to break this energetic cord that binds me emotionally. I release them without resentment and wish them well. From this point on, I move in light and freedom, forgiveness and love. I am free from my past and ready to conquer the present. Now, you will recite that right before you cut it or right after you cut it. I don't know that it matters as long as you put the intent to it. I mean, mine worked. So, and then you will say, right after you're ready, right after you read that first one, you will say, may all energy return to its original sender with power, peace, love, and forgiveness. This is now complete and sealed. And so it is. Okay, that is what you will say. And the energy that is cut Energetically, just know you must believe to receive. And believing it is receiving, right? That's why you have to make sure that all your energy is focused to this point. If it's really bad and toxic, cut the damn cord. Do it as the easiest way is how, especially if you don't have nobody around you, right? Because I've done all of this stuff. Everything that I know, I've done it alone. I didn't have no help. I didn't have no teacher. I didn't have anything. It all was coming to me. It all came to me after my ex-husband passed in 2020. So, anyhow, know that it is so. Know that returning that energy is going to be through love. However Spirit sees fit with that, okay? And you're going to be receiving yours back the same way. All right, I hope this helps somebody out here. And as always, I do personal readings. You can check out my website at spiritualityconnections.org. I also do intention candles, which is free for whatever intention you want them for. And I can do specific personal ones as well if you want me to set the intent in them. Also on my website, spiritualityconnections.org. Y'all be blessed.